Hey everybody, how's it going? It's yours truly. Let's just dive into this very serious video. I'm going to be taking this a little bit more seriously than the last couple just because this topic really bugs me, and it's not for the reasons that you think. Of course, if you're not up to date, Hasan Piker said some disgusting shit about Dan Crenshaw's eye being fucked by a brave Mujahideen soldier, and then he also said that America deserved 9/11. Not Americans, he made that very clear. Not Americans. America deserved 9/11. Here's the fucked up thing, I gave him a fair shake. I listened to the extended clip of that stream that he did. I listened to his bullshit explanation on the Young Turks, and I'm actually kind of sympathetic towards his worldview and his opinion on this specific topic. He isn't entirely out of the park on this. He's not out to lunch completely on this topic. Did America deserve 9/11? No, of course not. Americans did not vote for these wars. We didn't. The majority of Americans don't even know where like Iraq and Afghanistan is on a fucking map. Most Americans are decent people and wouldn't wish harm on others regardless of where they're from. But what we do have is the military industrial complex meddling in the affairs of these countries and just brutalizing these individuals. So it's not far-fetched to say, the military, the former administrations brought this attack upon America. That would certainly be fair. That would certainly be true. And it would also kind of be controversial in certain circles, depending on how you ask. Hasan Piker has an issue with using precise language and articulating good arguments, but he's a fucking moron. So that's never going to happen. And he's not an intellectual lightweight. He's beneath that. He's a roach. He's a fucking rat. He's a stupid pig. That's what Hasan Piker is. And it's not because of his comments toward Dan Crenshaw, who I do not like at all, or because of his comments about America. He's allowed to hate America all he wants. He is a Muslim after all, and a lot of them are very antagonistic towards America and her interests. And you know what? A lot of them have legitimate grievances against the United States. I remember after 9/11, footage emerged of all these tiny little Muslims dancing around and celebrating in mass. The Twin Towers falling down, and they're like, oh, 3,000 infidels perished, praise Allah. And that's totally fine. I don't fucking care. I'm a free speech absolutist. That's their right to say it. I wasn't even disgusted or offended. The way that I try to be an empathetic person. I try to put myself in other people's shoes. Now, if I'm a tiny Muslim and I'm living in one of these little Muslim countries, minding my own business, and all of a sudden all these fucking Marines and shit are parading around, destroying my country. One day, if I'm a Muslim man, one day my wife and kids may not exist anymore because a drone killed them because of a person of interest was targeted by the CIA or Obama or something, and there was a lot of collateral damage, and my family happened to be near the blast radius. That certainly did happen. It happened a lot. There's a lot of innocent civilian casualties in this bullshit illegal war. Hasan Piker isn't exactly wrong, but he is being lambasted for saying really stupid shit. And then, of course, it's so funny. I almost cringed, not just at him, but also at myself, because the way that he was talking to Jang in his bullshit apology was how these are the opinions that I used to have. This is how I used to talk about foreign policy when I was this is back in 2007, 2008, 2006, when I was in high school. And I'm just like, dude, Hasan, you're a fucking amoeba, dude. These are opinions that fucking kids have. Who mildly pay attention. He's invoking Chomsky and shit. It's just dude, you're not that bright. You've been watching the Young Turks as long as I have, and that's probably where you got the majority of your opinions, as of today. And so it's kind of cute, but it's also kind of cringy because I was reminded of myself. But I will say this: I have remained consistent on this opinion or on this topic. I always believed that the war in Iraq or the war in the Middle East in general was bullshit, and that we should be leaving those people alone. And I always, put the liberals on notice and just absolutely go hard on them when talking about this. I recall a few months ago, or maybe a year ago, Trump was like, "Oh, we're going to be pulling the troops out. We're going to be pulling the troops out." And then, of course, the fucking sellouts on the left, these corporate cocksuckers, they're just like, oh, no, this is a terrible idea, fuck Trump, orange man bad. Why? Like, this is our position. This is what we've wanted. We need to bring the troops home. We need to leave those people alone. We need to reunite these men with their families so they can move on with their fucking lives. You know, the long-lasting, devastating effects of the war, it's too much. We got to end it now. And they're like, oh, well, it needs to be done right. It needs to be done correctly. What do you mean it needs to be done? Just fucking leave. Get all your shit. Go. That's all that you need to do. You know, I like to think about the bad roommate scenario. You have this roommate, you know, he's leaving a mess everywhere. He doesn't do the dishes. You know, the toilet's clogged. All your food disappeared that you wanted to eat the next day because you couldn't finish it the night before. And you're just like, you know what? I can't handle this anymore. I don't want to deal with this guy anymore, this terrible roommate. Just get out of my fucking life. And I don't want the roommate to be like, you know what, here, let me give you the money to pay back for the food. Here, I'm going to Amazon Prime you a fucking toilet plunger. I'm sorry if no, just fucking leave, dude. I want nothing to do with you. And that's it. And that's probably how a lot of these Middle Eastern people feel. They're just like, you destroyed our country. You displaced our people. We've suffered gravely for decades. Get the fuck out of our country. That is what the Middle Eastern people should be saying in unison. And I 100% agree with them. So when they're dancing around and parading around, you know, praising all the violence being inflicted upon innocent Americans, while I don't agree with them, and I'm always going to side with Americans because I'm an American, I understand. I absolutely understand. But here's what really disgusts me about the Hasan Piker situation, because I did 2 videos on this fucking goofball, absolutely dunking on this nerd. And I just find it absolutely appalling that we have an individual who celebrates violence, who promotes violence. That guy doesn't get demonetized. That guy isn't put on some hit list by the Southern Poverty Law Center, the ADL or ACLU, or some other bullshit activist organization that aims to destroy the lives of Americans for having the wrong opinion. You can promote violence. You can say America deserves 9/11. You can say all this disgusting saying, you know, you can espouse your terrorist rape fantasies on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter, whatever. You're fine. You know, and then he goes on and does this bullshit apology. He shouldn't even apologize for what, and he almost didn't. It was a bullshit apology, which I kind of commend him for, but he should have just had the balls to be like, fuck you. This is my opinion, and you know what? And this is what else he should have said. He should have said, I have the right opinions. I have the right skin color. I have the right religion, which is the religion of peace. I can say whatever the fuck I want, and people like James Alsop and Vincent James are going to get banned, and they're going to be punished. They're going to get put on lists. Their addresses and their phone numbers and all their personal information is going to be published because they have the wrong opinions. They're the ones that should be targeted, not myself. And he'd be right. He'd be fucking right. Google ain't gonna touch Hasan Piker. Susan Wojcicki, or whatever the fuck her name is, was whining and dining with Cenk Uygur. They were sitting down, and it was actually kind of comical because Cenk is fat, and it looked like he was struggling to sit down on those tiny steps. He's actually really large in comparison to the fucking floor, which is hilarious. And, you know, and they're like, oh, I'm so proud of your activism and all the hard work you do. Fuck you. Fuck the Young Turks. A person who has denied the Armenian genocide multiple times, has a Me Too issue, and then his dumbass nephew who mocked a soldier, you know, espousing his disgusting Muslim terrorist rape fantasy and saying that America deserves 9/11. That guy gets a pass. That guy does not get touched by the activist media, the fake news industry, all these fucking dumbass pundits on the left. You know, the Fox News comes out, and, you know, they obviously go out to bat for Crenshaw. And, you know, I don't like Crenshaw, but, you know, he handled it kind of well. But it was also kind of like boomery. He's like, oh, that Hasan Piker, he's triggered. He's so triggered. Oh, fucking lib turds. Whatever, dude. You could have come up with a better response, something more funny and witty. You were in the military after all, and I got quite a few friends who are ex-military or in the military now, and we're a wild bunch, especially when we're together. We can be pretty damn funny. However, Dan Crenshaw is, you know, a professional, and he's got to maintain his image. But here's the fucked up thing: besides sounding like a giant fucking pussy that Hasan Piker is, I found it really funny. He doesn't say, oh, well, I think he should be raped, or I think this should happen. He asked, how did he lose his eye? Didn't he lose his fucking eye by getting eye fucked by a brave soldier? And then, of course, he says it like a pussy.
By a brave soldier?
Hasan Piker is a political fucking mouthpiece for the Young Turks. He does politics day in and day out. This is his fucking job. Literally, he gets paid money to do this. And he was asking that stupid fucking question. One, he's either a fucking liar and knows it, but wanted to be super edgy and, you know, and just invoke his disgusting Muslim rape fantasies, or he's just genuinely a fucking idiot. Because I have this, Wikipedia article pulled up, and it says right here, while at Tufts he joined, here, the second paragraph. While serving in the Helmand province, the Helmand province in Afghanistan in 2012, during his third deployment, he was injured by the detonation of an improvised explosive device. He lost his right eye and required surgery to have the vision in his left eye. After the injury, he was deployed to his 4th and 5th tours of duty in Bahrain and South Korea as a Navy SEAL. He earned 2 Bronze Star medals, the Purple Heart, and the Navy and Marine Corps Commendation Medal with Valor. He medically retired from the military service in 2016. So this is a man who could have, boom, went home to be with his wife, be with his kids. He opted to serve his country or to serve out his military service, and he did so like a fucking man. Yes, Den Crenshaw is a cringy boomer. Yeah, he's a fucking rhino. Yeah, his opinions on the Second Amendment sucks. Yeah, I hope he doesn't get elected again in his seat in Congress, but you know what? He's a fucking man, and he did what he did honorably. And I sincerely doubt those weak Mujahideen soldiers couldn't get close enough to fuck anything around him. He would have absolutely vaporized them. Look at that hand cannon. Look at this. Yeah, no thank you. Yeah, and then Hasan talking about bravery when he sounds like a giant pussy. What do you know about bravery, dude? You can't even fucking espouse your own opinions, knowing there are zero consequences for doing so. You can promote violence, you can say the most depraved, disgusting shit. You will not get in trouble, but you're still a pussy. And when you say disgusting shit, you're always like, oh, in a video game, oh, you should kill capitalists and murder all these money-loving whores. But in a video game, just say you're a fucking commie bastard, you're a resentful fucking loser, you're an uneducated cunt, and you wish death upon people you disagree with. Just go out and fucking say it, and stop being a fucking coward. Fuck Hasan Piker, fuck the Young Turks, and you know what, fuck Dan Crenshaw too. You ain't gonna take my fucking guns, no fucking way, man. You know what, I'm gonna do what Jordan Peterson was gonna do if they threw his ass in jail for not wanting to be compelled to speak the way the government wanted him to speak. I'm not gonna give up my guns. The Constitution is crystal clear. My rights should not be infringed. I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want. I'm gonna own my fucking firearms because I'm allowed to do it. And if you change the fucking law, I'm not gonna obey them. Fuck you, I'm out.
By a brave soldier?